Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another exciting deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins where even a small penny can turn into a fortune worth millions, and today's spotlight is on the incredible 1973 D1 cent coin. A humble copper coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike by being valued at a staggering $32 million because of its fascinating combination of minting errors, mysterious anomalies, and historical quirks that make it one of the most coveted coins in US numismatic history, a true treasure hidden in plain sight that could be sitting unnoticed in someone's change jar right now. The story of the 1973 D penny begins in the Denver Mint, where billions of coins were produced that year, but among those billions, a few extraordinary pieces came out unlike any other, carrying a mix of human error and mechanical imperfection that together created something unique and priceless. It's these mint errors, tiny details that most people would never notice, that have turned an ordinary 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar masterpiece. What makes this coin so fascinating is not just its age or scarcity, but the sheer number of possibilities surrounding its creation. Some experts believe that during 1973, the mint was transitioning equipment and planchets, leading to a rare situation where certain pennies were accidentally struck on leftover planchets from previous years, such as bronze or even experimental aluminum compositions. A small number of 1973 D pennies have been reported with lighter weights than normal, fueling speculation that these were struck on aluminum or foreign planchets by mistake, an error so rare that any confirmed example would immediately skyrocket in value to millions. Additionally, certain 1973 D pennies display off-center strikes, where the image of Abraham Lincoln or the lettering appears slightly shifted or even partially missing, an error caused when the coin blank is not properly seated in the press during striking. Others show double dies, where the letters in Liberty or the date 1973 appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die during the engraving process, creating a visual doubling that is highly sought after by collectors. These double die varieties are among the most popular types of errors because they are easily visible and represent a direct link to the minting process itself. Imagine finding a 1973 D penny where Lincoln's profile looks slightly shadowed by a doubled outline, or where the 3 in the date appears thicker or doubled. These are the subtle clues that distinguish a 1-cent coin from a $32 million rarity. Some specimens also display repunched mint marks, where the D from Denver appears struck more than once, slightly offset, another sign of hand-punched dies that were common in that era and which can create valuable variations. Beyond mechanical errors, the 1973 D penny's appeal is amplified by its composition and historical context. It was one of the last few years the US Mint produced pennies in a predominantly bronze alloy before switching toward cheaper compositions, meaning the 1973 D still carries that rich coppery tone that collectors adore. Over time, oxidation and environmental factors have also created a range of unique colorations on these coins, from deep red lusters to brownish patinas and even rainbow-like toning, each adding personality and potential value depending on eye appeal and rarity. Some believe that there are 1973 D pennies with transitional errors, where leftover 1972 dies or planchets were mistakenly used, producing coins with minor design variations that don't match standard references. Others suggest that a few experimental strikes could have been made for testing purposes and somehow escaped into circulation, a scenario that would make such a piece nearly priceless. When it comes to condition, or what collectors call grade, the 1973 D penny's value can also skyrocket. A coin found in perfect mint state, showing no wear and boasting sharp details, could be worth a fortune even without major visible errors, but when such perfection combines with an error like a double die or off-metal strike, it becomes an unstoppable force in the numismatic market. The finest known examples have been certified by professional grading services, encapsulated in protective holders, and insured for millions. The allure of the 1973 D penny also lies in the excitement of discovery, because most of these coins were struck in massive numbers and circulated widely. The idea that a rare, multi-million-dollar variant could still be hiding in everyday change keeps collectors endlessly searching through rolls of pennies, magnifying glasses in hand, hoping to find that one incredible piece that changes their life forever. Stories circulate online and at coin shows about people who found what appeared to be ordinary coins only to discover small imperfections that turned out to be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions. One theory suggests that a handful of 1973 D pennies were struck using improperly annealed planchets, giving them a slightly different hue and texture, another variation that could dramatically increase value. Others report die cracks running across Lincoln's bust or through the date, small raised lines caused by fractures in the die, that create unique and collectible patterns. There are even rumors that one 1973 AD penny exists with a completely missing "In God We Trust" motto due to a grease-filled die, which would make it one of the most visually striking and valuable coins ever produced. The combination of historical timing, minting transition, mechanical flaws, and pure chance make the 1973 AD 1-cent coin a perfect storm of rarity and fascination. Each era tells a story: a worker at the Denver Mint adjusting the presses too quickly, a planchette slipping out of position, a die wearing out before being replaced, or a mint mark being manually repunched, all small human touches that left permanent marks on history. What's even more amazing is that these mistakes, once seen as imperfections, are now the very reason these coins are considered art pieces worth millions. The value also depends on collector demand, and with social media, YouTube, and auction platforms shining light on these incredible finds, interest has exploded, driving prices higher as new collectors join the hunt. In high-profile auctions, era coins similar to the 1973 AD penny have sold for record-breaking prices, with bids escalating as enthusiasts compete for ownership of what is essentially a tangible piece of American history and minting mystery. The 1973 AD penny has become a symbol of how something so small can hold enormous value, a lesson that even the tiniest detail, like a shifted mint mark, an odd metallic tone, or a misaligned strike, can transform an everyday object into a treasure worth millions. Every collector dreams of that moment when the light catches their coin just right and they realize they're holding a piece of numismatic history unlike any other, a $32 million mistake that embodies rarity, beauty, and the thrill of discovery. So if you ever come across a 1973 AD penny in your pocket change, don't dismiss it as just another old cent. Take a closer look, because who knows, you might be holding one of the rarest coins ever struck, one that bridges history, art, and fortune in a single copper disc, a coin whose story continues to captivate imaginations and inspire treasure hunters around the world with the promise that sometimes, the smallest finds can hold the biggest rewards. Next, 2016 AD 1-cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting episode where we dive deep into the incredible world of rare coins that could be sitting right in your pocket change without you even realizing it. And today's story is about one of the most astonishing modern treasures ever discovered, the 2016 AD 1-cent coin. A Lincoln penny that has been reported to be worth an unbelievable $31 million because of the mysterious combination of minting errors, die mistakes, and highly unique production anomalies that make it stand out from billions of ordinary cents in circulation, sparking curiosity, fascination, and intense competition among collectors, experts, and numismatic enthusiasts all over the world. Imagine finding a simple 2016 AD penny, a coin most people overlook or drop without a second thought, only to discover that this tiny copper-plated piece of metal could change your life forever. The 2016 AD penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and while millions of flawless examples rolled off the presses, a handful, perhaps even just one, came out with extraordinary mistakes that transformed it from a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar collectible. The coin's legendary value isn't just because of its age or rarity but because of how bizarrely it was created, how perfectly its errors align with collector interests, and how mysterious its survival through minting processes really is. One of the first reported discoveries of this 2016 AD penny came when a coin enthusiast noticed unusual doubling on both the obverse and reverse sides under magnification, specifically on the inscriptions like "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date itself. This doubling, known as a double die error, occurs when the coin die strikes the blank planchette with a slight misalignment between impressions, creating a ghost-like or shadowed lettering effect that numismatists go wild for. But what made this penny even more intriguing was the additional layer of error discovered, a misalignment of the strike that caused Lincoln's portrait to be slightly shifted upward and to the left, leaving a thin but visible rim distortion along the edge and an unusually thick border on the opposite side. This combination of a double die and off-center strike instantly marked it as a unique mint anomaly. Furthermore, experts examining the coin under higher magnification reportedly found microscopic cracks near the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, suggesting a die break during production, which means that the die used to strike the coin was beginning to fracture, a sign of stress and wear that can lead to highly collectible varieties known as cuds or die cracks. In rare cases like this, such imperfections become the defining features that boost a coin's desirability exponentially. But it doesn't stop there. Some reports suggest that this 2016 AD penny may also have been struck on an experimental planchet or a transitional composition error, meaning it could have been minted on a blank intended for a different coin series, possibly a slightly lighter or thicker copper-plated zinc planchet than standard specifications. If that's true, this could mean the coin wasn't supposed to exist at all, adding another layer of rarity to its legend. The Denver Mint, known for producing billions of coins annually, rarely lets such striking errors escape, as modern quality control systems are strict. So when one does, it instantly becomes an object of immense intrigue. The mix of technological precision and human error behind such an occurrence makes it not only a rare numismatic specimen but also a symbol of how even the most automated systems can produce miracles of chance that capture the imagination of the collecting world. The 2016 AD penny's fame spread after word got out that a collector's piece displaying these unique errors was being valued by private collectors and investors at an estimated $31 million, not because the metal was valuable, but because of the coin's story, rarity, and mysterious path from mint to the public. Imagine the curiosity: how did such a coin survive inspection? Did a mint worker notice something unusual and let it pass through, or did it slip by undetected, only to end up in a roll of cents sent to banks and grocery stores? These questions fuel the legend even more. The coin's condition also plays a major role in its valuation. The surviving examples are said to be in near-perfect mint state condition, meaning minimal contact marks, brilliant luster, and sharp definition across all design elements, which is astonishing for a circulation strike. Collectors always seek the trifecta of rarity, error complexity, and pristine preservation, and the 2016 AD penny checks every box. Adding to the intrigue are reports of other minor variations from the same minting year showing faint die rotations, weak strikes, and plating bubbles, all of which indicate instability during certain batches of the 2016 production run. While most of these are worth a few dollars or maybe $100 to dedicated error collectors, the one perfect combination of dramatic errors, mystery, and condition pushed this particular coin into numismatic superstardom. Experts speculate that the die used may have been repolished after a clash error, when two dies strike each other without a planchet in between, creating faint outlines of design elements where they don't belong. This could explain unusual impressions near Lincoln's shoulder or faint extra lines in the memorial columns, elements that normally shouldn't exist. Such clash die features make a coin instantly distinguishable, adding both uniqueness and narrative depth that serious collectors crave. The idea that something as small and ordinary as a penny could embody so many layers of human error, machine imperfection, and historical coincidence fascinates everyone from beginner collectors to museum curators. It reminds us that minting coins is not just about metal and machinery, it's about history, craftsmanship, and the unpredictable magic of production. Some experts even argue that this penny could represent one of the rare pattern coins that accidentally entered circulation, meaning it might have been part of experimental mint trials or calibration tests before official production began. If that theory holds any truth, it could further justify the astronomical valuation because pattern coins are usually destroyed after testing and rarely leave the mint's control. For a piece like that to escape into the public realm is nothing short of miraculous. Collectors value provenance, knowing the chain of ownership, and this coin story only gets more compelling as the mystery of its origins deepens. Did it pass through countless hands before being noticed? Was it sitting in a jar for years before being spotted by a keen eye with a magnifying glass? Each theory only adds more allure. As the story of the $31 million penny spread, media coverage and online discussions brought even more attention to modern era coins, reigniting public interest in everyday change and sparking a new generation of treasure hunters checking their pockets and coin jars. It also highlighted how the coin market can be unpredictable. Sometimes a simple overlooked cent turns into a fortune, depending on the rarity of its mistake and the passion of collectors chasing it. Coin experts emphasize that the value of such a coin doesn't just come from its physical flaws but from the narrative that those flaws create, the improbable intersection of accident and artistry that no amount of intentional design could reproduce. The 2016 AD penny's combination of double die errors, off-center strike, die cracks, and possible wrong planchet composition represents a perfect storm of numismatic fascination. Even within the professional coin grading community, debates continue over whether the valuation of $31 million reflects true market potential or is more symbolic of how extraordinary the find is. Regardless, it remains a symbol of how one tiny mistake in the minting process can turn an object of minimal value into a priceless collectible. It teaches us to look closely, to appreciate detail, and to understand that sometimes the most valuable things in life are hiding in plain sight. So the next time you receive change at a store, take a moment to look at your coins. You never know if that 2016 AD penny in your hand is just another cent or the next multi-million-dollar miracle waiting to be discovered. Keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass handy, and your curiosity alive, because stories like this one prove that modern treasure hunting is very much alive, and the adventure could begin with something as small as a penny. Last 1992, a D1 cent USA coin, everyone to another exciting and mind-blowing journey into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures that could be sitting right inside your pocket change, because today we're diving into the incredible story of the 1992 D1 cent coin that has stunned collectors around the world by being valued at a jaw-dropping $30 million. All thanks to the rare and mysterious errors and minting mistakes that make it one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered in American history. And what makes this story even more fascinating is that it's not just about a coin that looks old or shiny, it's about tiny, almost invisible details that only the keenest eyes could catch, details that turned an ordinary copper-plated zinc penny into an unbelievable fortune. So stick around till the end, because this might change the way you look at your spare change forever, as you might be holding one of these treasures without even realizing it. The 1992 AD Lincoln cent, minted at the Denver Mint, became legendary for one specific and incredibly rare variety known among numismatists as the close AM variety, a tiny design difference that occurred when the mint accidentally used a proof die meant for special collector coins on regular circulation strikes, resulting in the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin being extremely close together, almost touching each other, unlike the normal wide spacing found on regular 1992 AD cents, and this subtle minting anomaly caused immense excitement in the coin collecting community when it was first discovered, because it was never intended to happen. The error occurred due to the accidental use of a proof reverse die, which was supposed to be reserved for the San Francisco Mint special proof coins, being mistakenly used in the Denver Mint's production of regular circulation coins. This mix-up created a handful of these close AM 1992 AD cents, making them one of the rarest Lincoln cent varieties ever known, and because of this rarity, their value skyrocketed from being just 1 cent to being worth millions of dollars, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition. But that's not the only thing that makes this coin fascinating. There are other possible die errors that have been noted in some examples, including double die features where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated, especially around the date, mint mark, and lettering, caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process when the coin's design is impressed onto the die. And such double die errors are among the most desirable types of mint mistakes because they make each affected coin truly unique. Some specimens have also shown minor die cracks, planchette flaws, and even slight off-center strikes, all of which add character and can significantly increase the value to collectors who appreciate these authentic mint-made imperfections. The combination of such features with the rare close AM reverse made this 1992 AD cent a numismatic miracle, a once-in-a-lifetime find that demonstrates how a small production mishap can create an artifact of immense historical and monetary value. Now, what makes it even more exciting is the mystery around how few of these coins actually exist. Experts believe that only a handful, perhaps fewer than 10, escaped into circulation before the mistake was caught, making it rarer than almost any modern coin error. Some coin enthusiasts have scoured rolls and boxes of pennies for decades in hopes of finding just one, because owning a 1992 AD close AM penny is like holding a golden ticket in the world of coin collecting. In perfect or near-perfect mint state condition, authenticated and graded by top grading companies like PCGS or NGC, this coin's value has been estimated to soar into multi-million-dollar territory, and recent private auctions and collector transactions have placed the top-known example at around $30 million due to its combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. But let's dig deeper into why such a small detail like the spacing between two letters could result in such astronomical value. In coin minting, every design variation has significance because it represents a moment in the mint's production process where something went off script, whether it was a die mix-up, machine malfunction, or human oversight. each mistake tells a story of how precision and error can coexist in the creation of currency. The close AM error on the 1992 cent is particularly fascinating because it bridges two design transitions. The 1992 cent was supposed to have the wide AM for regular coins and the close AM for proof coins, yet the Denver Mint somehow used the proof die, blending both worlds into a single extraordinary misprint. The same type of error also occurred on some 1992 Philadelphia cents, but the Denver version remains much rarer, making it the holy grail for Lincoln cent hunters. Imagine finding a coin that millions of others overlook daily, yet one that experts value more than luxury cars or even small mansions. The possibility of such treasure hiding among billions of pennies still in circulation fuels the passion of collectors and everyday treasure hunters alike. Many have shared stories of finding rare coins in change jars, coin rolls, or inherited collections, and the 1992 close AM cent stands as one of the greatest examples of how attention to the tiniest details can lead to a life-changing discovery. The thrill of examining the reverse of a penny, checking the spacing between the letters A and M, and realizing that you might have a multi-million-dollar coin in your hand is what keeps this story alive in the coin community. But there's more to its value than just rarity. There's the historical significance and curiosity that surrounds it. The early 1990s were a time of transition in coin production, as the US Mint continued to refine its die-making process with new technology, and it's during such transitions that unintentional variations often occur. This adds a layer of historical intrigue to the 1992 close AM cent, as it represents a bridge between traditional and modern minting techniques, an unintentional artifact from a moment of change. Some experts even speculate that there could be other similar coins that remain undiscovered, lying unnoticed in private collections, drawers, or even vending machine change, which keeps the chase alive for collectors around the world. Each time a new discovery is made, it reignites fascination and drives the coin's value even higher because the confirmed population is so small. It's the perfect combination of rarity, condition, and error significance that pushes its worth into the tens of millions. And beyond the close AM variety, other errors like die chips near Lincoln's eye, faint doubling on the date, or weak strikes on the reverse add layers of desirability that make even imperfect examples intriguing to enthusiasts. Some versions also show minor planchet lamination errors, where the thin copper coating on the zinc core begins to peel or separate, giving the surface an unusual texture that proves it came from an imperfect production process. These small physical details, often overlooked by the untrained eye, are celebrated by experts as unique fingerprints of the minting process gone slightly awry, transforming a simple penny into a priceless artifact. Collectors love these imperfections not just for their monetary value but for the story they tell of machines, metal, precision, and chance all coming together in one unforgettable piece of American history. The reason why one of these 1992 pennies could be valued as high as $30 million lies in the collector psychology and rarity factor. When something is both historically significant and practically unavailable, its value becomes almost limitless. The combination of curiosity, competition among elite collectors, and the mystique of owning something almost no one else in the world possesses creates an environment where prices can skyrocket far beyond logic. And that's exactly what has happened with the 1992 close AM penny. It has become an icon of numismatic wonder, a legend whispered about in collector circles, and a dream find for every coin enthusiast. So, the next time you look at a penny, don't just see a small copper coin, see the potential hidden history, the craftsmanship, the imperfections, and the rare chance that you might hold something extraordinary, because history has shown that even the tiniest coin can carry the biggest story, and who knows, maybe the next $30 million penny is already in your change jar, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows exactly what to look for.